Hey everyone, it's Chrissy and welcome back to Coffee Chat. Today we have a mouth-watering discussion, so get ready to learn about an incredible new company here locally that we are all going to want to go support. So welcome to Michael and Becky. Tell us about you and your company.
Well, I'm Michael. Obviously, this is Becky Martiny, and we both co-run and operate Martini's BBQ out of mostly the Westerville, Worthington, Lewis Center, Polaris area. And so we got started Halloween last year, sort of in our. Actually, before that, we got started just in our front yard. After the pandemic started, we were just like,
giving food to our neighbors.
let's just try to make some food for the neighbors. We took like donations, and we got a really good response from that. And from there, it sort of snowballed into finding financing for it and coming up with a proper menu and everything like that.
So you started in the neighborhood, you were making food, and something good I'm hearing about this has come from this COVID experience, and you
Right.
ended up with so what is your establishment? It's a food truck, right?
Right. So we have a barbecue food truck trailer, technically, I guess, but yeah, it started out just with a $20 smoker, stand-up smoker that I just
got it on Facebook
yeah,
or something.
just looked at Becky one day. I'm like, why don't we just try and do this? And I guess we sort of wanted to see if it would work until we went to find investors for it. So.
And I was excited because I had his food, and I would tell him all the time how amazing it was, and so it was nice for everybody to be able to partake in that.
Exactly. So you're able to share with the rest of us now. Is exciting. So had you dreamt of, or had it been a long-term business plan to start a food truck or a food business, or were that?
Definitely. I've been working in restaurants for 15 plus years, Cameron Mitchell's to different retirement communities, and I always along the way was sort of working on different plans for what a food truck might look like for me.
But I would say ultimately it was just a leap.
It was
leap
kind of a leap, because a lot of the plans I came up with was more like a sandwich truck or something like this. But ultimately, after a lot of thought and consideration, it came down to barbecue.
So I will give personal testimony here because Michael and Becky set up in our neighborhood and helped sponsor the food truck a few weeks ago, I believe it was. And it was, number one, it was delicious, flat out. So your neighbors, I'm so happy that they spurred that. And God, it was beyond delicious. My whole family loved it. And your lines, can we just say it was freezing cold and you had lines of people.
Yeah, we've been really, that's the thing. It's like, it's so cold outside and there's people coming and we're just like, we're so excited.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say too, that he really has a huge passion for his food, and he shares like all of his feelings into his food. It's like his art. And so I think that's one of the reasons it's so good, is because he just puts his whole heart and soul into it. It's not just some quick, I'll serve this up or whatever. I mean, he puts hours and hours and hours and hours of work into it, his heart and soul.
So let's talk about that. So I want to talk about, first of all, about the food, so everybody knows what they want to order and they can start getting their mind together on that. And then let's talk about where are you and how can they schedule you. So first of all, let's go into that food that's so delicious. What I thought was cool is it's not just pork or it's not just a barbecue. You have a nice variety. So can you tell us what you offer on your menu?
Sure. Yeah. I think so when we first started conceptualizing what the idea was going to be, we wanted to stick to pretty traditional. I wanted to stick to traditional styles of, how I did the barbecue, right? So, I'm not using like a pellet smoker out in my backyard that just is, I'm out there with the meat, with the fire all night long, cooking it, making sure that it's getting the flavors that I want, the right wood, the right water content in the wood. There's a lot of, especially in this cold, it's very, very difficult to barbecue in. So we have, like you were saying, pork. And we do, I think one of our more infamous or famous ones is probably the yard bird that has gotten a lot of attention.
Like less traditional.
Which is a little less traditional, but it's still, everything sort of skates on that line of what the traditional way of doing things is. But we're from Columbus, Ohio. What tradition is there of barbecue? You have to pull from.
That's fair.
I grew up doing, we had a lot of sausage or like German style food, which is why we sort of nodded to doing the German potato salad, which has gotten a great response. People don't see that. Heritage. Yeah. And our mac and cheese, I've always liked mac and cheese to be creamy. I find that a lot of places do it more like, very like maybe cheesy, but not as creamy. Yeah, and I like it to be fairly creamy.
So there's pork, chicken, brisket, and we also serve hot dogs, which I think goes over really well with families who come to eat. And so they can get like hot dogs and French fries and mac and cheese for their kids.
Which when we were out there, we didn't have the briskets at the time that we were with out at the neighborhood that you were with. That's been added recently.
Oh, and chicken wings. We did chicken wings.
Yeah, we just added some chicken wings.
We had a Super Bowl event, and so we did chicken wings for it,
and
it
went over so well.
And it was, relatively simple, and they taste so good. And we used his barbecue sauce, came up with a buffalo sauce, and
well, I noticed on your menu some vegetarian options as well. Now that's not my style, but that's there, so it's good. You hit everybody as well. I want to tell everybody, when you go, get in line, go early when you see the hours, because toward the end there was no more mac and cheese. There was a sold out.
So sad. We've got a sign now that we're putting out so that, because I feel so terrible having to tell people, I'm sorry, we're out of it. So we put a sign up now to let people know.
And I think that's sort of the nature of barbecue, though, because it's like, we make what we think based on what we've done, and we want everything to be as fresh and good as possible.
Yeah, some neighborhoods love the ribs. Oh, ribs! We have some ribs.
Yeah, we have ribs too.
My dad.
The bowls, I think, go over really well. So the mac and cheese bowls, which you can top with any of our meats, and then they get sauce. And our newest sandwich, which is the brisket sandwich. And so
seemed like families were coming and picking one of each so that they could all taste test it, which was pretty cool. Yeah. So, okay. Really so the menu, which, by the way, I believe, Becky, you're doing some of the marketing, right? Kudos. Love the menu. I get in there.
Oh, my sister actually did that. My sister is a graphic designer, and she came up with that menu.
She done good. It looks very good. Where can people, if they want to look at this menu when they're done watching, because naturally they're going to watch us the whole way here, where can they go out and find the menu and more information about you guys? I know it's on the screen, but if you can say that for us as well.
Yeah, it's martinysbarbecue.com.
Pretty
Martini with a Y.
Exactly.
martinysbbq.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. And you guys are you on Facebook?
Yes, we have a Facebook page as well.
Okay. So
Martini's Barbecue on Facebook and find us that way. Street Food Finder. We've been posting out where we're going to be. Like we finally got all that hooked up, so we're posting where we're going to be on Street Food Finder. So
how is that going? Who is it that should be reaching out to you? Can you do neighborhoods? Clearly you can. What other types of events might people be planning in the spring that we can spark an idea right now for them?
Yeah, graduation parties, weddings, any kind of,
And nothing's too big or small for us, really. I mean, we've done for Becky's work. She's a labor and delivery nurse also. So we've done a few small things for them, just like we can bring in the hot food to them, and just like a drop-off sort of situation, which barbecue lends itself pretty well for that sort of scenario. I've done ones where it's for businesses and they know, how many employees they have. So employee business ones are great, and I can just keep track of everything that we do, dentist. And then like ring it up at the end for however they want to pay for it. And it's fairly simple that way. Usually whoever's in charge of like maybe an HOA, because a lot of these places have different rules as far as where food trucks can park and can't park. A lot of them have no rules at all. And we have found that we just say, so is somebody going to volunteer to let us park in front of their house? And they are fine with that.
Dig out a little trench.
Yeah. And we've actually gotten really good good responses that way, where somebody's just like, yeah, come park in front of my house. And
So
we usually give a nice discount to whoever's letting us sit in front of their house. So
there you go. So neighborhoods, businesses, nonprofits, anybody is really the perfect
we
client
have
for you.
children's. We're doing children's hospital, not the big one, but an offshoot one in Reynoldsburg, I think, next week. So
you're willing to travel all around Columbus, then, is what I'm hearing.
Pretty well. I mean, especially in the summer, we're going to be probably traveling further. It's a little limited in the winter time.
We're looking to do some festivals. We also can do catering. I mean, that's kind of what we were saying, but we've catered for some holiday stuff.
Oh yeah, we did a few like just family. Someone's like, I want to just order like a whole chicken or something like that, and we can
smoke it up.
Do that for them.
So how far out should somebody give you a call? Say that graduation, for example, my son's graduating May 23rd. When should they start to contact you?
Probably just as soon as possible. I mean, I don't think we really have.
I mean, I would say a week at the very latest before the event, but usually I think people with things like that, they're usually pretty good about getting a hold of somebody further ahead and getting what they need done, because we want to give you the best experience. So it takes a little back and forth talking about what you want and things like that. So sometimes they don't want the.
Now, you said that you can do all sizes. Is there a minimum order for you to bring the truck out? Would that be catering versus bringing, the whole truck and that out? Is there an amount?
So far, we've sort of been dealing with that on a case-by-case basis. There hasn't been a scenario that we've been like, well, we're not going to come out there because you only have,
We want everybody to have the food.
We just did our dentist's office, and it was maybe for 20 people. And we were going to do people in the surrounding areas, too. So it usually works out that way. Well.
So I'm not going to ask for ancient family secrets, but where do these recipes come from? Are they your family, or they're your testing?
Yeah, mostly in my head.
I get to test out a lot of them.
Yeah, she gets to test out a lot of them. I mean, I think like a lot of people in Ohio, long smokes and barbecues like this wasn't really a part of growing up, but certain things were, like mac and cheese, and I mean, my family's amazing cooks. I mean, my dad can grill out great. My mom's an amazing cook. My grandma's an amazing cook. And just watching how they do things through the years has really influenced me more than any restaurant I ever worked in.
You grew up in it, you love it, and you're bringing it out to others. It's labor intensive, as you mentioned. There's a lot of work for you to get prepared for an event. So are events on particular days of the week, or is it just based on scheduling in advance so you prepare?
Yeah, that's a great question, because
we like to keep it to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but people reach out to us and they're like, oh, we really want you on a Saturday or Sunday, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we're just gonna stick to these days, but then it never works out.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to people who want your service.
Exactly. So it's preferable days, but you're flexible based on what's going on.
Right.
So, you guys, this is amazing. I'm so excited. During a time of craziness in the world, you took an opportunity to do a passion, and get out there and reach other people. So I thank you, but I congratulate you as well. How exciting.
Yeah, so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on our coffee chat today. And guys, please, you've got the number down below. So go out to martinisbarbecue.com, send them an email, martinis with a Y, barbecue or BBQ at Gmail. Check them out on Facebook, or you've got the telephone number below. So give them a call, get them scheduled, taste test, and let everyone know. If you're not the HOA person in your neighborhood, find out who is, or find out who's in charge of your nonprofit or your business, and get in touch with Michael and Becky. Your taste buds will be so happy that you did. Guys, thanks for being on today. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you so
much.
Absolutely. And everybody out there, remember, rain, shine, sleet, or snow. I'm your realtor. Let's go.